In today's video, I have a cold, which isn't what the video's about, but those of you that are sensitive to mouth breathing and mucus sounds, you might want to skip this one. But I do have a new microphone that I talk about in a video like 3 or 4 weeks from now for a video that I'm sitting on. The timelines always get screwed up when I post these videos. But yeah, I did one video so far with it edited, and it seemed like it was all right. But excuse me, what we're actually talking about is the best of 2024, the year of using tools, not the actual year when I bought the tools. But yeah, and doing these best of type videos, you always kind of, I'm always kind of thinking, like, how do I quantify what is the best of? And I don't think I'm just going to go with tools that have greatly improved over tools that I was using before, and just kind of quality of life tools. You know what I mean? Stuff that has made an improvement on my day-to-day work. So yeah, we're just going to go through these one by one. Luckily, these videos are fairly easy to make because I've already did all the work, and I'm just kind of giving you my opinion on the stuff after I've played with it for a little while. So let's get into it. So, starting off with the DeWalt DCS438. This particular one, I thought I did a wraparound video on this, coming back to it and giving my opinion of it. But I've had quite a few people ask me about it since well, particularly in the past couple of months, asking me what my opinion was on it. And yeah, this particular one I bought in late 2023. I think it was October when I actually bought this and posted that video. And yeah, this is a very nice little cutoff wheel. I was replacing the old zip wheel that everyone has used before. Going as far as power goes on this thing, I have not. I mean, I could stall it. Let's not be ridiculous. I'm a big guy and it's a little motor, but I have not put any excessive force on this thing to the point where it actually stalled out, and it's actually done a lot better than I thought it would. One of my concerns when I bought this thing is whether or not the form factor of using it, whereas a traditional whizzer wheels like this, you're kind of cut off on a 90-degree angle. For me personally, I have not had any issues with that thing actually giving me any trouble. Let's pop that battery up before I sing a slice into my finger. Yeah, I haven't had any problems with it as far as form factor goes. I mean, it's different form factors, so there would be a case scenario where it wouldn't work, but on my personal day-to-day, I haven't had any problems with it. I really do like the small, lightweight, easy, compact nature of the thing. Currently, I am about ready to replace this carbide blade, so I've been using this blade for about a year, and I'm going to need to replace it. A lot of guys said that the Diablo blade, so maybe I'll give the Diablo blade a try on it, but yeah, this carbon blade or carbide blade has done wonders for me. And again, I mean, it's nice for just cutting things. Metal, hydraulic hoses, it is a whiz on hydraulic hoses. And then, you know, if you got something that's kind of in a tight gap there, you got a nice thin blade. It's nice and small, not unlike a 5-inch grinder that you got to worry about eating your face. Yeah, this thing you kind of get in there and you can kind of do a little fine-tuning work on it. And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this is definitely a winner tool. The next item up on the block here would be this here NOCO GB40 excuse me, jumper pack. And yeah, this thing, according to my comments, this NOCO brand with these jumper packs are pretty nice. Most people have a positive opinion of them. And after using this thing, now I said I was going to come back to this thing after a year. A year is going to be in February. Technically, actually, it'll be in the end of January, but I'm just going to jump on it now because I think I'm sold on this little product right here. I kept track of every single time I use this thing to jumpstart something, and every single time I had to charge it over the past year, and I got 23 jump starts out of this thing, and I had to charge it 4 times over the past year. And some of those jump starts were, you know, 3 or 4 in a day, where I'm trying to diagnose something, and I got to keep zapping the battery. I know with my personal truck, when I was replacing the battery in that, I was kind of held off a day on it because I wanted to make a video about it. So I had to run errands, and every time I had to start my truck, I had to jump it with this. But yeah, it's got plenty of power for your day-to-day automotive style, passenger vehicle style jump starts. I will say, when this does go, I'm going to go the next size up as far as the size goes on the thing, just because I find that when it's not just a dead battery problem and you got a honk on the battery a little bit, this thing lacks a little bit of power. It hadn't failed me all throughout the year, so keep that in mind. And I also, I'm doing mostly electric forklifts now, so IC, internal combustion forklifts, I'm not seeing as much as I used to, but I mean, I still see them frequently enough, at least enough to do 23 jump starts on them. And yeah, this thing, again, it's great for what it is, and the price of it isn't bad at all. And I mentioned in the video that I did originally on this one, I kind of was just swearing these little battery powered jumper packs off because I had such bad experiences with the other ones I've bought in the past. And yeah, this one definitely kind of turned my head back to using these things. And yeah, they're just very handy. And I mean, look, if you're not the mechanic type guy and you just want something in your car, this GB40 cheap enough. I mean, I think at the time it was like $100. And yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend having one of these kicking around your car at the very least. All right, and the next item that we'll be talking about today would be this here Lisle Relay Pro 660 150 universal relay tester. This thing, like I said, I discussed it in the video I did the thing on. It's just basically a relay tester that you can hook up to just about any 5-terminal relay that you could come across, and it does its thing. Now, there's the just use crowd that just, anytime you show a tool, they say just use this instead. A lot of people say, well, just use a multimeter and jumper wires. I mean, this is literally hook it up to the battery, hook it up to the relay, push the button, and you're done, as compared to having to get, a bunch of jumper wires out of the old bag there, getting the multimeter out and don't. No, this is this is definitely an improvement on things like that. Now, I mean, when it comes to things like Toyota forklifts where they have good schematics and things like that, I don't necessarily need this. I mean, it comes in handy, but I don't necessarily need this. But I more often than not get stuck with these off-brand companies that aren't big fans of giving you accurate service manuals. So I mean, you got half truths going in there, and I mean, sometimes it's just better just to eliminate stuff. And I had one of those, it wasn't a piggyback brand, but it was one of those ones that sit on the back of the trucks, sitting in the shop. It had an electrical problem, and like I said, the manual was meh, and there was a big relay bank in the back, and I just took all the relays out, tested them with this, and it was like, okay, I know it's not a relay problem, then I can move on to the other stuff. And yeah, I mean, sometimes when you're working on stuff that doesn't have good manuals, the only thing you can really depend on is just eliminating things that are good and hopefully end up with something that is bad. And yeah, it comes in handy for that. Like I said, I get a bunch of those every year, just the goofy stuff with the goofy brands. And yeah, definitely a great time saver. Now, moving on to the Shan Gas Can. I don't have it here to show you because I don't want to bring a gas can full of gas into my house and stink everything up. So I'll just pop in the thumbnail from that particular video. And yeah, we did that video, I guess in the beginning of summer, maybe middle of summer. Not sure, doesn't matter. But yeah, that little gas can with the spout that folds down so you can fill it from the top. Basically no spill, as long as you're a little bit careful with the trigger when you come up to the full mark. It's great. It worked great in my old truck when I had that big Bobcat Miller welder in the back as far as filling that thing up. And now in my new van, I have a generator sitting in the back, and it's great for filling that up. Not even mentioning the occasional fill up of the old lawnmower in front of the house. And yeah, that definitely, as far as that goes, I think I put like, I want to say, filled that thing like 5 times since I've had it. So 5 times 15, whatever that's worth. Put quite a few gallons through the thing, and it's still working fine for me, and it's great. It doesn't vent really bad like my old gas can did in the back there, where, you know, on a hot day where it blows up, it starts venting, and then your entire inside of your truck smells like gasoline. But yeah, definitely would recommend that thing. It is a nice little gas can. And moving on to kind of a sleeper in this thing. I wasn't 100% sure when I bought that, and that would be the Mellif Milwaukee powered, M18 powered Air Duster. Like I said, this thing, buying it, I wasn't 100% sure. There was a point in time between me getting my truck and me moving into my van where I didn't have an actual air compressor to blow off forklifts when I was doing PMs. And yeah, this thing does surprisingly well for blowing dust off of forklifts. Again, I have one customer that's pretty filthy, but I mean, for day to day, I mean, I'm not really dealing with really heavy stuff, and I'm not saying that a compressed air gun from being fed by an air compressor is equal to this, but this is a good secondary option. And like I mentioned in the video, woodworking, I could imagine, you know, you get that workbench all full of dirt, just kind of give it a hoop with this thing, and yeah, it would probably work out pretty good for you. But yeah, this thing, for the price, I mean, if you're already into M18, or I think they got a DeWalt version of this. I just bought the M18 because I have more extra M18 batteries laying around, and yeah, they got both versions of it, and yeah, this thing is a peach. Now, moving into more recent history, which would be these here DeWalt Bluetooth earbuds that I picked up, I guess at the beginning of fall. Actually, yes, it was the beginning of fall, end of summer area, and yeah, these things I've been running them for 3-4 months now, and I absolutely love them. They work great. The sound's great on them. I could plug them both in my ears, and it drowns out the rest of the noise in the background. The voice cancellation, or the voice cancellation, that'd be kind of pointless. The noise cancellation on these things works very well. I've had these in situations where fan motors are running, backup alarms are beeping, tools are running in the background, and I can answer a phone call and have a conversation with that active noise cancellation on these things. And yeah, comfortable to wear. Again, with the old style that I had before, with just a rope, I don't have to worry about these falling off my neck. So if I'm laying up underneath of something or I'm crawling around on the ground, I don't have to worry about these ending up on the ground because they stay secure around my neck, and nice and comfortable. Again, and the battery time on these things, I've yet to kill them. I think I charge these every 2 to 3 days, more than likely 3 days, and the most I've ever seen these as far as the battery indicator goes when my phone's talking to it, has been 40%. So I mean, I might even be able to do a full week on them, but I just don't want them to die while I got them at work. But yeah, these are very nice. I definitely love these things. And last but not least, would be this here Coast little pocket flashlight, HP3R. This particular one was in a video I titled McFailey, because my old 800L flashlight that I got from Milwaukee, 6 months after I bought it, it just went DOA on me. It wouldn't turn on, which prompted a email from Milwaukee saying, hey, we can fix that problem for you. Just send us the old one back. We'll send you a new one, and it'll be good. And I actually mentioned that when I was doing the video on, what did I mention? I mentioned it at some point in time in a video, and yeah, just got it, put the battery in it. I mean, it did its thing, and I was like, all right, cool. And now it's got a USB-C, not too bad. And the old 800L had an adjustable focusing beam on the end of it, which was kind of nice, which they took away on this one. I didn't know that. So I go to twist it doesn't work. I go to twist it a little bit more, the lens starts coming off. I grab it a little bit lower, twist it, and I twisted the switch off of the thing, and spent the next half an hour trying to get the switch back in. So the old 800L, if it didn't die within 6 months, was actually a pretty decent flashlight. Didn't mind that whatsoever. The new 800L is not as good as the old one. I mean, if it lasts more than 6 months, I don't really use this that much because I like this one. But yeah, that tangent aside, yeah, this guy right here, the Coast flashlight, this is a really nice little small handheld pocket flashlight. I like it so much, I actually went back and I spent another $15 for a replacement battery, which is got a USB so I could charge this, and that way there, when I'm done and I stick this back into the pouch without turning it off, and I kill the battery on the thing, I got another battery ready to go. Yeah, it's just a great little flashlight. Plenty of light. I like the little white thing on the end for when you're going hands-free with the thing. I will mention that if you let someone hold the thing, just take the bite thing off, because you don't want someone else's hand. It's kind of gross. But yeah, like I said, this thing, I get plenty of time out of it. I might have to charge it once every week and a half, of course, depending on whether or not I leave the thing on in the old pouch there. But yeah, aside from that, this is definitely a winner little pocket flashlight, I guess we'll call it. So yeah, I like it. So there we go. That is the wrap-up of 2024. I would like to mention the last quarter of 2024, I've looked at a few things that I actually kind of like. I just like to put things in these wrap-up videos of things that, you know, I've used a lot. I know they're adorable. I know how they fit into my day-to-day, you know what I mean? And some of those things I do like a lot, but, you know, I just kind of want to get a better feel for them before I give them the old best of title. And yeah, and it's this time of year, all YouTubers who do this type of stuff, we all do best of stuff, because between Thanksgiving and New Year's, it's the doldrum of people watching videos. And I mean, I'm just as guilty. You get traveling, you get meeting up with friends and family and stuff like that. You just don't have time. You're out of your regular schedule. And like this video, I usually post them on Wednesday, but that's New Year's Day. No one's going to be watching my stupid face on New Year's Day when they're all hungover, so I'll put it on the day after that, on Thursday. I think the video before I did the same thing, and it actually did a little better, because that was Christmas Day. Who the hell's going to watch this on Christmas Day? But yeah, so back to our regularly scheduled program for the next video, and everything will come back up. It's just the way it works. It's cyclical. And yeah, now we can just fix my short videos. Let's get rough over there in the shorts, because, well, basically what happens is when you start posting new on a new platform, they kind of give you a little bit of bump, which takes away from my bump. But all these refugees coming from TikTok, because they're going to ban that, are flooding YouTube. So my ad revenue stayed the same, because you split ad revenue between other people who are partnered with YouTube. So you split that ad revenue. So people that are mixing in with me aren't getting any money. So my ad revenue staying the same, but my views are down. But like I said, it's all cyclical. It goes up and down. You can't get upset about it. Just keep putting out videos that you like. And yeah, people watch them, hopefully. And if not, well, then you go back to fixing forklifts. I'm still fixing forklifts. But yeah, so all that being said, that wild tangent that we just went down there, yeah, I'd like to thank all of you who have watched my videos over the past year or years, comments and likes, all that stuff. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys who've been sticking around all this time, and yeah, dealing with this ugly mug on a weekly basis at the very least. And yeah, so let's 2025 is coming right around the corner. Let's make it a good one. Don't make resolutions, make changes, and then your life will be a little bit better. Here's a little old man advice for you. So questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the old dilly-doo down there. I'll do my best to answer them. I will link the original videos for all these products and links to the products in the description down there if you are so inclined. And yeah, that's it for 2024. I'd like to thank you for watching. There you go.